And we're live from Shamrock Field in Westfield, Indiana. Welcome to today's broadcast of semifinal number 2 of IHSAA Class 4A Sectional 8 action on Hamilton County TV, presented by Logan Street Signs and Banners. Celebrating their 25th year in the business. Also, we'd like to thank Noblesville Trophies, Wofford Theater with Movies on the Road, and they've also got Movies in the Park at Forest Park this summer. Also by Bold and Sassy Salon, Indiana Restoration and Cleaning Services, and Yancey's Fine Apparel and Tuxedo Rentals. And, Brad, we started out our day today with kind of a stunning, if you will, 16-0 Carmel win over Noblesville in 5 innings. Definitely did not expect it to be such a wide-open game like we saw. And we're looking for hopefully a better, more competitive game here in Game 2 with Fishers and Westfield.
Well, I think if people just look on the internet or look in the paper or hear what the score was, the final was 16 or 17-0. 16-0. People are going to think that, man, the Greyhounds really ran the score up on the Millers. Unfortunately for the Millers, and you talked to several of them between games, Craig, it was just a day when for them nothing seemed to go right. And it just started in the first inning, and it just did not get better, unfortunately, in that. But the Millers are still a good baseball team, but I think the other thing that people have to understand, you take high school baseball in Hamilton County, and I will put our high school baseball teams here in Hamilton County up against high school baseball teams from most any other county. And especially, you got 2 of the premier conferences in the state represented in Hamilton County in the 4A schools. That Carmel being a member of the MIC, which is an excellent conference, not really known that much for baseball. But then you've got the Hoosier Crossroad Conference. You got the likes of a Brownsburg and Avon. You have Westfield, Noblesville, Fishers, Hamilton Southeastern. You got a lot of good, powerful baseball teams in there. And up until 2 years ago, you had the 3 teams from Lafayette in there.
Yeah.
And sometimes the records can be a mite bit deceiving. But the thing that is not deceiving in this game that we're going to see here coming up in a few minutes is the record of the Fishers Tigers at 24-5, and the Westfield Shamrocks at 11-14. I had the chance to see the Shamrocks probably about a half a dozen times through the season, and I came away with the opinion that the first time I saw them, they were 0-3 in the conference, and the first time I saw them, I thought, this is the best 0-3 conference team I have ever seen.
That was Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And in that, the Tigers, they have just been a juggernaut all season. End up the season at 24-5. I think they were what were they? They were 15-3 in the conference, I believe. They lost to Hamilton Southeastern. They I can't remember who else they lost to now, but they are the real thing this season, and this is not going to be this game probably is not going to be a very even matchup. And you always hope for a good close game, but we could possibly see another 10-run game in this. And if you are a person who likes seeding in tournaments, this tournament could turn out exactly the way you would like to see it turn out, with the number 1 and number 2 seeds going at it for the championship. The Tigers have been in the top 5 all season. I believe they're number 5 right now, and the Shamrocks. It's been kind of an off season for them. They've had some good games and they've had some bad games, and there's just been nothing in between.
Well, the graduation of the players like Ryan Pepio, and I'm trying, some of the other names are escaping me from that 2016 class last year. But Westfield had a pretty good season last year, and if you recall right, they upset Fishers last year and got to the sectional championship before Carmel beat them, I believe, in 5 innings. I think it was a 13-5. Scores escaping me, but nonetheless, they got to the sectional championship facing Carmel, so it's not out of the realm of possibility for Westfield to do it again, especially on their home field here at Shamrock Field.
Yeah, but the other thing that happened here, Craig, during the regular season 3-game series, 2 of the games were at Fishers, which the Tigers won the first game 10-0. The third game was also at Fishers. That was an 8-4 victory for the Tigers. Here at Westfield on the Shamrock Field, it was a 3-1 game. So the home field advantage seemed to work a little bit for the Shamrocks, and I know that Coach Ryan Bunnell was probably hoping for that same thing right now.
Yeah,
I think it's time for the introduction of the players.
Here's Chris Baldwin.
And the home team on the floor is the Westfield Shamrocks. First lineup for the Tigers. Non-starters for the Tigers. Number 2, Justin Polk. Number 8, Luke Albright. Number 9, Colin Stocks. Number 10, Nathan Humphreys. Number 11, Alex Jameson. Number 13, Jack Godlish. Number 20, TJ Ratliff. Number 21, Evan Benson. Number 24, JJ Woodline. And number 25, Parker Wells. Out for the starting lineup. Leading off the playing second base, number 3, Andy Bennett. And second playing shortstop, number 22, Craig Yoho. And third playing third base, number 23, Caleb Franceschi. And in point for catching, number 5, Brendan Tungate. And fifth, the designated hitter, number 1, Taylor Soper. He is batting for the center field, number 7, Luke Burnett. And sixth, the playing third, number 4, Kyle Franceschi. And seventh, the pitcher, number 18, and eighth, the playing right field, number 15, Matthew Wolf. And 99th, the playing left field, number 19, Trevor Newman. The Tigers are coached by Matt Sherry. Now the lineup for the Westfield Shamrocks. Non-starters for the Rocks, number 5, Brandon Yoder. Number 6, Gordon Zellers. Number 7, Peyton Tan. Number 10, Josh Stigler. Number 11, Zach Collins. Number 12, William Bennett. Number 21, Matthew Robinson. Number 32, Philip Pedron. Number 33, Trey Anderson. And number 34, Zach Zabrowski. Now the starters for Westfield Shamrocks. Leading off from playing center field, number 14, Logan McClure. Number 27, Matthew Meyer. And third pitching, number 9, Sam Eaton. And fourth for playing first base, number 25, Brian Skelton. And fifth for playing third base, number 20, Jason Gabesh. And sixth, the designated hitter, number 2, Justin Miller. And for the shortstop, number 24, Austin Van Giver. 7th, playing right field, number 4, Kyle Pecchio. And the 8th, playing right field, number 22, Evan Tormack. And the 9th, playing second base, number 3, Cam Nance. The box is coached by Mr. Ryan Dell.
Well, there you have it. Starters, non-starters, and we are ready to play ball. Craig, I was looking at the Tigers' record. They lost 5 games during the season. They did lose to Carmel. They lost to Zionsville. The surprise loss that they had that really surprised me was they lost a game to Avon. And Avon was one of those teams, especially in the beginning of the season, they were way off, but they started to come on strong. They lost one to the Hamilton Southeastern Royals. Then they lost one on their trip down to Tennessee. They were probably down there watching Perry's grandson play.
Oh, sure.
In that. But other than that, the Tigers have just been on a mission. And you talk to people at Fishers High School, and this team feels like they have got the potential to end up down at Victory Field here in about 3 weeks.
You know, and I told someone, as the season progressed along, I said, this is the team that Matthew Cherry has been waiting for.
Yes.
For them to, I guess, excel at all facets of, pitching, hitting, fielding. And it seems like they're hitting on all cylinders, obviously, aside from a handful of key losses that, I saw Avon play twice this year in that 3-game series they played with Noblesville a couple weeks ago, and they're a feisty team. They've got some power hitting, but they didn't show up all that much during the series. But I guess Noblesville had a 4-2 lead heading into the bottom of the 6th inning. Avon gets 3 runs, or Noblesville sweeps that series. So it's like we keep saying about the HCC, it's that much of a great lead.
It is a fantastic lead.
Oh, like we call it with every other sport, a meat grinder.
Shamrocks come in here at 11 and 14, and tell us a little bit about Matthew Myers, Craig.
Matthew Myers comes in 4-3 with a 2.89 ERA and 43 2/3 innings, 32 strikeouts and 13 walks, and 200 exactly hitters he's faced.
First pitch from Myers to second baseman Andy Bennett is outside for ball 1. Bennett steps in batting .314 on the season. Right up on that inside of the box there.
If he gets on base, watch out for Bennett. He's got 12 swipes of second base or any bag at that.
Bennett's a good leadoff man. He's just the kind of guy that the coach wants to have in the leadoff position.
He's headed to Butler next year, kind of following the HCC trail that this past season, Connor Christman from Noblesville and Ryan Pepio, our freshman this year, on Butler's team. They won 30-plus games.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one is hit right at Evan Tomac. And
3 steps, maybe?
Yep. Had him played perfectly. 1 up and 1 down so far for the Tigers.
Now batting the shortstop, number 22, Craig Yoho.
Yoho, one of the big bats for the Tigers, coming in batting .353. He is a home run threat. He set a school record against Millers here at Fishers here about a month ago with 3 home runs in a game.
Nice curveball there coming in first pitch strike by Meyer. Yeah, that was the game. Actually, that weekend I was out of town in Lafayette and checking the game or stats on Game Changer. And before you knew it, you had a 13-6 ball game, and Craig Yoho had bombed that game wide open for Fishers.
0-2 on Craig Yoho.
He's just a junior.
Got a hitter's wind today, blowing almost straight out at about 15 or 20 miles per hour.
End of the bat.
That's not going to get out of here. That could be trouble, though. Right fielder Kyle Pepio comes running in and makes the play.
Snow coned it on the end of his glove.
Yeah.
Right as second baseman Cam Nance came out there. Not sure if Pepio called him off fully or Nance would have turned in on that.
Third baseman Caleb Berncheski steps in. Leading batter, well, the second leading batter.
Average-wise.
For Coach Matthew Cherry and the Tigers at 365. Among the 9 that he's got starting today, only 2 are batting less than 300. Swing and a miss. Evens the count at 1-1.
Meyer pitching well so far, locating good. We'll see what the Westfield bats can do in the bottom, as they've got 2 quick outs here.
That one's a little bit low. It'll be interesting to see in these first couple innings how both of these teams react offensively and defensively. They've obviously been practicing all week, but neither of them has had a game for 9 days. That one's going to go on the right side there. Brian Skelton chases after it, but he can't get to it. And
Cam Nance
almost got to it. Pepio, Nance, and Skelton were all trying to get after that ball, but it fell right in between the 3 of them.
Well, nonetheless, it gets strike 2 on the board.
So Brancheski's in there with a 2-2 count. The 2-2 pitch, a little bit low, runs it to a full count.
Brancheski with 13 doubles on the year.
The full count pitch is on the way. That's a little bit low. Brancheski, first base runner of the day via the walk. And that'll bring up the catcher, Brendan Tungate.
He doesn't hit too shabby either.
Now 365, that's nothing to sneeze at.
He's driven in 19 this season. Tigers have stole 60 bases as a team, 10 of those, so 1/6 from Caleb Brancheski.
Brancheski got a nice little lead there, but did not go. Pitches the ball. One and 0. There goes Brancheski. He's in there.
There's number 11. Pitch in there for a strike. A little crack in there.
Yep, sorry about that, folks.
Hopefully that was just in our ears.
Runner in scoring position. That ball gets away from the catcher. Brancheski's going to go to third, and he's on third base. So the Tigers have managed to take a walk, a stolen base, and a passed ball, and have a runner on third with a 2-1 count on the catcher, Brendan Tungate. 3-1 now on Tungate.
Tight zone here from this umpire. I think they rotated.
Yeah, they rotated from
counterclockwise
home to first. That's ball 4. Brendan Tungate is on. Matthew Meyer mowed down the first 2 Tigers. And we're going to get a courtesy runner.
It's like number 9, Donald Rhodes, out there for Tungate.
Rhodes. Of course, a courtesy runner, something that is new to baseball in the last couple seasons. Taylor Soper steps in. Another 300 hitter. That one hits the lower outside corner for a called strike 1. Soper, one of the many pitchers that Matthew Cherry has at his disposal.
Yeah, they've got a whole slew of pitchers.
He's normally their closer.
He's got 8 saves on the mound.
That one's way outside, evens the count at 1-1.
Yeah, he's got 8 saves, and if he were to come in this game, 22 Ks and 16 2/3.
I would say unless the ball gets away from Eaton, I don't think you'll see Rhodes running at first. I don't think he wants to take the bat out of Soper's hands there. There's a throw over, back in time. One and one the count on the designated hitter Taylor Soper. That one's going right up the middle.
Oh,
He's safe, and the run scores.
his momentum took him off the bag.
Did his momentum take him off the bag, or was he bobbling the ball? I couldn't tell.
I think he concentrated on getting the ball, which took his foot away from the bag, trying to step on it, and that gets second base. That's Rhodes over to second, but scores Caleb Brancheski for a 1-0 Fishers lead.
See if they put that up as a hit or an error.
Coach Bunnell out there. I don't know if he's going to.
I think he's just asking for an explanation of what happened. Because at first it looked like he had made the play there. But, of course, I was not paying that much attention to his foot on the base. And, you know, with the runner on first, all he needs is a force.
Right, and that's exactly what he was trying to do, is just have the ball and step on. But I think, like you said, he was bobbling the ball, and his balance kind of took him.
Yeah.
It looked like he was going to step on the bag, but I think it took him over the bag in toward the mound. So with the frustration look on Ryan Bunnell's face and his reaction, play will stand.
They still haven't put it up on the scoreboard, whether that's going to be a hit or an error.
Now batting number 4, the first baseman, Kyle Brancheski.
So Soper is on first. Donald Rhodes on second. 2 outs. Did he go or not? Did they going to ask for the appeal? No appeal on that. Nope, they finally do ask for the appeal. Did not go. A ball, no strikes on Kyle Brancheski, the second baseman. There's a high pop up. The first baseman, Skelton, is under it. He takes it for the third out. So in the top of the first for the Tigers, there's no runs, no hits, no errors. 2 are left on the bases. Middle of the first, Tigers 1. Shamrocks coming up to bat. Up for the Shamrocks in the bottom of the first will be Logan McClurg, Matthew Meyer, and Sam Eaton.
We do have a correction, number 9 out there, who got stranded at second base. That's Colin Stotts. I guess the Stats, I'm sorry. Stats, Colin Stats.
They still haven't put a hit or an error up there.
I was thinking it was a fielder's choice, personally.
I'll bet that's why it's not up there.
That's what I labeled it, so I'm okay.
Yeah, the roster we were given has Donald Rhodes as number 9.
Let's see.
And Colin Stats is number 24.
Here are their 10 subs, so it looked like J.J. Woolwine.
Yeah.
Okay. It's 24.
Mm-hmm. So officially, there was 1 run on no hits, no errors. The play at second is ruled a fielder's choice. I don't know if I agree with that or not, Craig. I would think that would have to. I understand the runner at first being on the fielder's choice, but the runner at second, I think that would have to be called an error. We're going into the bottom of the first. What can you tell us about Ryan Metz?
Ryan Metz with an unblemished 5-0 record coming into the sectional semifinals here. 1.15 ERA and 36 2/3. Struck out 35, walked just 11 in the 152 batters he's faced.
Metz, one of the many strong arms in Matthew Cherry's lineup. Starts out Logan McClure with a called strike. That one's a little bit inside. I always like doing games at Ryan Metz pitches because he does not waste any time.
No, he's like Tommy Summer. That one's in there. He's throwing a little smoke to start things off, too.
Clear fouls that one back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the Shamrock center fielder. The 1-2 pitch. Little bouncer. That's going to be fielded by Metz. Can he get it over to first in time? He does not.
Oh, wow. I thought for sure that ball got there just before. And
I thought it did too, but I also wonder if I was also wondering if Brencheski there at first base, if he didn't get pulled off the base because he was leaning.
Well, you can see where the first base umpire is standing. And I don't think he's moved his position from where he made that call. That'll bring up the pitcher, Matt Meyer. Meyer comes in batting .333 on the season, 17 driven in.
Very close play either way you look at it.
Now they're going to try and get McClure to go over at first.
That one almost gets away from Brendan Tungate.
Thanks.
Another throw over to first. That one was a little bit closer, but McClurg is back in plenty of time. Brendan Tungate goes out to have a word with Ryan Metz. Just probably checking to make sure that they got the signs right.
Especially with the runner on and a quick kid like McClurg.
There's a line drive back to Brencheski. And even had McClurg not been leaning, he would have been dead meat either way.
Yep, that
great
came
play by Brencheski. I should say Kyle Brencheski.
Kyle, yes.
So the base hit is erased, and there's 2 outs now. There's a high pop-up. Brencheski is chasing that over on the first base side. Loses his hat.
I think that may have thrown him off, even though he's got sunglasses on.
Mm-hmm. Well, that wind is blowing almost straight out, and I think at one point he thought he was under the ball, and the wind might have taken that a little bit and blown that back further toward the bullpen. Just goes as strike one.
Tough
a
strike.
Break for the Shamrocks.
Oh, yeah.
There's a well-hit ball into right center field. Matthew Wolf is there, makes the play.
And just like we saw in game 1 today, if that ball gets out to right, it just almost dives right into the right fielder's glove, unless it's in a gap or an alley.
So for the Shamrocks in the bottom of the first, there was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left in the bases. Through 1, Tigers are up 1-0.
Celebrating 25 years in the business, Logan Street Signs and Banners specializes in last-minute signage and banners. They've been serving Noblesville and Hamilton County since 1992. You can give them a call at 773-7200 and visit their new website at loganstreetsigns.com. Also give them a follow on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
I'd like to thank Athletic Director Bill Davis, Assistant Athletic Director Andy Tebby, for their hospitality here at Westfield. These guys, as usual, had put on a great tournament, and especially on Thursday night with the way it rained during the day on Thursday. I thought it was going to take a miracle for us to play Thursday night, and Craig, we got that miracle because this field was in fabulous shape. Then, of course, last night about 8 o'clock, a pretty potent line of thunder showers came through here, but this field is just in fantastic position, and thanks to Bill Davis, Andy Tebby, and all the folks here at Westfield, they did just a great job of getting this field ready to play. It's just an excellent, excellent condition. The bottom three for the Tigers in their batting order will come up in the second. That'll be 7, 8, and 9. Pitcher Ryan Metz, right fielder Matthew Wolf, and left fielder Trevor Newman. Pitcher against pitcher here. Matthew Myers wins the first pitch with a strike. Metz, a good hitter for a pitcher, batting .250.
He's locating well so far.
Oh and 2. Foul just about straight back. I think the players are still trying to get the feel for where that strike zone is going to be today, because that ball may have been just a little bit off the plate, but maybe not far enough that it wouldn't have been rung up for strike 3.
Coach Gilbert and kids.
There's a ground ball right back to the first baseman, Skelton. He takes it over to first, unassisted for the first out. Right fielder Matthew Wolf steps in. 216 batter. Jack Russell and I had the pleasure of doing several Westfield football games for Coach Gilbert and company here last season during their championship season. There's a little bouncer. Myers has got it over to first, and it's safe again.
That may be a makeup call.
That was close. Skelton was doing his best to get a stretch on that ball, and he just couldn't. Had he been able to stretch maybe a few more inches, he might have got the out on that. As it is, it'll go a base hit for Wolf. First hit of the day for the Tigers. Tigers leading 1-0 here in the top of the second. Trevor Newman, the left fielder, steps in. 373 batter, and he's batting in the 9 hole.
That's not bad at all. Wow.
Swings and misses at an off-speed pitch.
Yeah, Newman's got 16 RBIs. He scored 20 runs. He's also got 3 triples.
That hit by Wolf was better than a good bunt.
Yeah. Those nice swinging bunts.
Quick throw over. Wolf back in plenty of time.
As a team, Fisher's bats .310. Hit 61 doubles and belted 9 triples as a team.
And I've got to believe if you take the starters and put them all together, it's probably, that batting average is probably a little higher.
Yeah.
One and one on Trevor Newman. Quick throw over. That one was very close.
Close. If that ball wouldn't have gotten away from Skelton.
He might have had him. If Skelton had been a lefty instead of a righty, he would have had him.
With that right hand being that much closer to the bag.
Slow curveball caught the outside corner. Newman's in the hole, 1 and 2. 1 out, 1 on. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Trevor Newman. He calls for time. Meyer was just going into his windup and got time called. Back over to first in time.
It's always interesting, that sheet you've got, to see where kids are going to play at the next level.
Let me find that.
There was about a half dozen, I believe.
I don't know if I've got that or maybe you've got that now. Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah. Newman goes down, swinging. First strikeout of the game for Matthew Meyer. That brings Andy Bendit back up. Lined out to the left fielder, Evan Tomac, his first time up. Little outside. Bennett, a left-handed hitter, and he lined that ball straight to Evan Tomac in left field. That one goes out of play over the bleachers. Probably close to going out on US 31 there. A ball and a strike on Andy Bennett. Beautiful afternoon for baseball. .78 degrees now. Ideal conditions. Another throw over to first. This has been one of the most changed seasons I have seen in a long time with rain.
Yeah.
Lots of cancellations, postponements, delays, and everything. Bouncing ball to the second baseman, Nance, over to first for the third out. He retires Bennett. So in the top of the second for the Tigers, no runs, one hit, no errors, one man left on the bases. Middle of the second, the score remains Tigers 1, Shamrocks nothing. And do up for the Shamrocks in the bottom of the second are Brian Skelton, Jason Gabinish, and Justin Miller.
Noblesville Trophies offers a large range of products, including sports trophies, corporate awards, and in-house embroidery. Noblesville Trophies provides you with a same-day service for those last-minute, same-day service decisions. Give them a call at 773-7391 or check them out online at noblesvilletrophies.com. You can also follow them on Facebook and Twitter.
Nobody does it better than Noblesville Trophies, do they, Craig?
They keep busy for sure.
Speaking of Facebook, Twitter, and all those, if you like what you're seeing today, get on Facebook with us. Let us know what you're thinking. Got a pretty good-sized audience out here. We had over 500 watching the first game this morning. And imagine we got similar numbers this afternoon. Beautiful afternoon for baseball. I wish all of you could make it out here to the park, but I also realize that there's quite a few people watching from out of town, maybe away for the weekend or something for a Memorial Day weekend. Brian Skelton steps in to lead off the bottom of the second for the Shamrocks. They went 3 up, 3 down in the first. Skelton, a .254 hitter, the cleanup man, takes that pitch for a called strike one on the fastball.
Mets threw just 8 pitches in the first inning, 6 strikes.
That one's outside and low, evens the count at 1-1.
Skelton hit just .254, but he drove in 15 in the regular season.
There's a high pop-up. That could be trouble, and it is. Skelton is going to end up on first. Andy Bennett was the closest Tiger to that ball, and he was unable to get there. Call it a little Texas leaguer there for Brian Skelton for the leadoff man.
You know, Bennett had a good line on that ball. I think he was too conscious of Brancheski and Wolf both converging on that ball as well.
And the wind may have just taken that just a little bit out of his way. I'd like to wish everybody a very happy Memorial Day. Swing and a miss by Jason Gabinish, third baseman, batting .240. All kinds of Memorial Day celebrations going on all over today. I saw a group of bicyclists as I was leaving my residence in the south end of Fishers who were out driving down 106th Street with flags and people urging them on.
I think we both saw the same cemetery.
Yeah, the cemetery here on Union Street in Westfield, and that always brings a little tear to my eye. Jason Gabbernich goes down on strike swinging for the first out of the inning. First strikeout for Ryan Metz. That brings up the designated hitter, Justin Miller. Yeah, as I came by on Union Street this morning, they were just gathering for a ceremony there, and they had the cemetery and the gravestones very nicely decorated. And I was over on Allisonville Road the other day over by Oak Lawn Cemetery, and they always do a very, very nice job of a flag display there in the front of the cemetery. And it's so good. Well, let's see what's going to happen here. Are we going to have a chance for a play? Yes, we do.
1-4-3 in your scorebook.
So Justin Miller becomes the second out of the inning, but on the play, Brian Skelton advances to third. I don't know if Metz had not tipped that. I think that might have made it through for a hit.
Yeah, because
I think he tipped it. I think he tipped it enough to get Andy Bennett over there. Kyle Pepio, the right fielder, steps in for his first at bat. 2 outs, 1 on. If you see a veteran or see somebody in uniform today, walk up to him and say thank you for everything you did. Because if it wasn't for those veterans, we would not have in this great United States of America what we have, the freedoms that we have.
Yeah, and then you think about, the big reason for this day, those who gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Yes.
In combat. You see those different posts on Facebook where, different ceremonies and
I have been to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier 3 times in my life, and it's probably one of the most moving things I have ever seen in my life. There's a high pop-up out of play. Also been to to Pearl Harbor, and very, very humbling and very emotional experience. But thank you to all the veterans and all the people who gave their lives and their effort for the United States of America. That one gets by
E5.
The first baseman, Brencheski, and on the play, Brian Skelton ends up scoring, and that will be charged as an error on the third baseman, Caleb Brencheski.
So no RBI for Kyle Pepio, but he does get Brian Skelton home.
Yeah, and that ties up the game, more importantly. Got a runner at first now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second in a 1-1 ball game. A little bit low and inside. Evan Tomac, the left fielder. Another one low and inside.
Same spot.
Two and 0, 2 outs, a throw over to first.
Ooh, dropped the ball, but he may have had him.
Kyle Brencheski is the first baseman. Brother Caleb there at third. There's a foul ball straight back. 2-1. And the left fielder, Evan Tomac. Swing and a miss. Throw down. Back in time. Again, there's that difference between that right-handed and left-handed first baseman. You got a lefty out there at first, and you might have had that play.
Would have had the sweep from this side instead of reaching over.
Exactly.
Got him.
Metz gets him looking for the third out of the inning. So in the bottom of the second, the Shamrocks get 1 run on 1 hit. There was 1 error and 1 left on the bases. At the end of 2, we're tied up at 1-1.
Movies on the go this summer with the Wofford Theater. Free movies at Witten Park and Fishers, presented by Saxony. Coming up this Saturday, it's coming Saturday, June 3rd, it'll be the movie Moana. And 2 weeks later, on June 17th, the movie Sing. Then also, folks, mark your calendars, starting Friday, June 2nd, free classic movie events at Forest Park in Noblesville. Those will include, and we've got the dates on those, June 2nd, next Friday, will be Patch Adams, the 1998 hit from the late, great Robin Williams. Friday, June 9th, 1940 hit, Philadelphia Story.
I think that's got Jimmy Stewart in it, doesn't it? It looks like him over there.
Yeah. Friday, June 16th, from 2007, August Rush. June 23rd, it'll be Funny Face. And on June 30th, Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken, an early 90s, 1991 hit. And we get into July 7th, Third Finger, Left Hand. July 14th, Crocodile Dundee. July 21st, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And July 28th, The Mask, featuring Jim Carrey.
The final one will be 2 Mules for Sister Sarah. Craig Yoho steps in, swings and fouls back the first pitch.
Quite the list of movies Jim's got for classic movies. And
we got to remember the street dance coming up the 8th of July.
Saturday, July 8th at Federal Hill Commons.
That one swung and fouled back also.
2 quick strikes.
Yoho just getting under a couple of Matthew Myers pitches. We're in the top of the third. Tigers and Shamrocks tied at 1-1. Both teams have had some action on the bases. There's a ball that just goes over the outstretched glove of the shortstop, Austin Van Bibber. And Craig Yoho reaches first with a base hit. That'll bring up the third baseman, Caleb Bruncheski. Caleb walked, stole a base, advanced to third, and ended up scoring the Tigers' only run in the first inning. They did all that without a hit. Strike a little bit high. Our home plate umpire this year, this game, he's got a little bit higher of a strike zone than we'd seen earlier.
It was kind of tight the first game. A little lower.
Mm-hmm. That one's a little bit outside. Evens a count at 1-1.
Yeah, I think the umpire in game 1, who's now playing, or not playing, he's the first base umpire. He liked the shins, that area.
Comes a 1-1 pitch from Myers. A soft, very soft curveball. And Eaton throws down to Skelton, but Yoho is back in plenty of time. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Caleb Bruncheski. He'd like to atone for that error that he made last inning. That one's high, evens a count at 2-2. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error for the Tigers. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for the Westfield Shamrocks. There's a solid hit right between short and third. And Yoho is on his way to third. He never slowed down going around there. I think the reason he did that, Craig, is that ball was not hit that hard, and it kind of died in the outfield grass there and gave him the opportunity to make it to third base. So the Tigers are in business here in the top of the third.
Yeah, I think that once he
Coach Bunnell is coming out.
he saw that ball off the bat of Brancheski, and it got over far enough that it was out of the reach.
Yeah,
over there of the Westfield shortstop.
It was not hit that hard.
Yeah, I think it might have caught Van Bibber by a little bit surprise, and he couldn't quite get to it, which took it to left.
Home plate umpire going out to break up the meeting on the mound. No change is going to be made here. Coach Bunnell came out and had a lineup card in his hand, and I thought maybe he was going to make some changes, but he did not. So that'll bring up the catcher, Brendan Tungate. Walked in the first, a .365 batter. No outs, 2 on. Runners at first and third. Tungate with an opportunity to put the Tigers back in the lead in this game. And he's going to do it. They may still get 2 here, which they do, but the run still scores. So the most important thing is the Tigers do get a run.
Break the tie,
but they give up 2 outs to get that run. Taylor Soper steps in. Swing and a miss by Soper. Two strikes.
That one had a little weird twist on it, on that curveball.
Yeah, it just kind of tailed right across the outside corner of the plate, didn't it?
I mean, more of
the
a
0-2 pitch to Soper. A bouncing ball fielded by the shortstop. Long throw. He's out. So in the top of the third for the Tigers, they get 1 run and 2 hits. There were no errors. Nobody left in the bases. Middle of the third. It's now Tigers 2, Shamrocks 1. Let's talk about what else is coming up this week, Craig. Now, tonight.
Tomorrow. Oh, sorry.
No, yeah, well, tonight.
We can't fast forward yet.
Well, tonight we got a game. And we know one of the teams that's going to play is going to be the Carmel Greyhounds. And they're going to be either playing these Fishers Tigers or the Westfield Shamrocks for the Sectional 8 championship. And then tomorrow night at 7, Hamilton County Television will be at Hamilton Southeastern High School for the IHSAA softball sectional. And that game is going to feature the Kokomo Wildcats against the Hamilton Southeastern Royals. Then coming up on Friday and Saturday.
The regional softball.
Did I say sectional? I meant regional.
We know what you meant.
Okay. Well, anyway, it is the regional game between the Kokomo Wildcats and the Hamilton Southeastern Royals. That'll be tomorrow night. First pitch is scheduled at 7. We'll be on the air about 6:50. And then Friday night and Saturday, we have lacrosse. And the Noblesville Millers will be involved in that. So an exciting rest of the week coming up here on Hamilton County Television, sports-wise. We move into the bottom of the third. 9 1 and 2 batters are up for the Shamrocks, that being Cam Nance, Logan McClure, and Matthew Meyer. Nance takes the first pitch for a called strike. Metz just gets that ball back, and he's ready to fire. There's one that's going to bounce into the hands of Craig Yoho. Yoho gets it over to first. Nance is retired.
Good play there by Yoho as he tagged that ball, got it right into his glove, and on the run.
Well, Ryan Metz, his normal, your normal reaction is to try to get that ball, and it's probably better that he didn't touch it because Yoho came up behind it, had to make a good throw to first, but got a good throw to first and retired Nance. We're back to the top of the order for the Shamrocks. First pitch, a carve ball, is outside. I think he was trying to hit that outside corner a little bit high and just got a little bit too far outside. There's a fastball over the outside corner that McClure swings straight through. He had a base hit his first time up. There's a pop-up.
Lost his
Center fielder Luke Dermott retires Cam Nance.
Odds are, if Fisher survives this game versus Westfield, Luke Dermott will hit the hill in the night game.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Because he, like Habiger, 8-0.
Probably see Tommy Summers. I was going to say Smothers, not the Smothers brothers. Tommy Summers, I'm sorry. No, Tommy Summer. Now I got it right.
Nice hit
by
Matt Meyer.
There's a straight hit into left field from Matt Meyer, no doubt about that one. So the Shamrocks pick up a 2-out hit here in the bottom of the third. That'll bring up the number 3 batter, Sam Eaton. Eaton flew out to right his first time up.
Number 9, Sam Eaton.
Third hit of the game given up by Ryan Metz. Each of the hits has come in each of the innings. Shamrocks would like to get this game evened up here. Behind 2-1 here in the bottom of the third. Throw over.
Almost got him.
There's a good throw there by Brendan Tungate. Kyle Brancheski made a good catch on that, but Meyer was back in just in time. I'm surprised we're not seeing a courtesy runner for him. There's a bouncing ball foul.
I think in 3 games that I saw Westfield play this year, actually 5, I don't believe they courtesy ran for Meyer just because he does have good speed.
Mm-hmm. That one's a little bit low. Eaton has worked the count to 3-1. Meyer on first. 3-1 on Eaton. That one misses just a little bit inside. And the Shamrocks are in business here with runners on first and second. 2 outs. And Brian Skelton, the first baseman, comes up to the plate.
Skelton got things going in the second with that leadoff single, then
scored their only run.
Scored the run when Kyle Pepio reached on that E5. Looks like Caleb Pettijohn coming into courtesy run for.
Well, that will be a pinch runner. No, correct. You're correct. That is a courtesy runner. I was looking one man down.
All good.
That one almost gets away from Tungate. He did a good job blocking that.
We do have some of the best catchers around. Tungate,
we certainly do.
Cleverly, Schneider, Donahue. I mean, just a great group of catchers in this Sectional 8.
Can you imagine what an all Hamilton County team would look like, Craig? Wow.
You'd have some kids on the bench that you wonder why they're on the bench.
Yeah.
You'd have to put together who's not starting a great team to play against them, because whoever's on the bench could very well start.
Fisher's coaching staff out having a visit with Ryan Metz and Brendan Tungate. 2-0 on Brian Skelton.
Smell that popcorn.
Popcorn, hot dogs at the ballpark. Doesn't get much better than that, does it?
No. Spells summer in the good old USA.
Remember that old Nat King Cole song, Roll Out Those Lazy, Hazy, Crazy Days of Summer? Baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet.
Yeah, a commercial. Maybe a little young for Nat King Cole's.
Okay.
But I do know who he is, obviously.
He was quite the singer when I was a youngster. 3-0 on Brian Skelton. Jason Gabinish is on deck. All of a sudden, Ryan Metz just cannot hit the strike zone. There he gets it. We're in the bottom of the third. 2-1 in favor of the Tigers. But the Shamrocks threatening here with runners on first and second in 2 outs. There's a foul ball straight back once again.
Skelton trying to keep him honest.
Just looking over there at the stands to see if we see our friend Wes Sheely over there from Fishers. I can't tell if he's over there or not.
They may have him beyond the dugout.
Rick Vanderweilen is up here in the press box. Rick is the person I would credit with you and I being able to be here today. There's strike 3 called over the inside corner, and Ryan Metz goes from 3-0 to striking out the sides and calming the threat of the Shamrocks. So for the Shamrocks in the bottom of the third, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on the bases. We are through 3 with the Fishers Tigers leading the Westfield Shamrocks 2-1. And if I could beg him to take the microphone, I would love to have Rick Vanderweilen talk to us. Come on, Rick.
Yeah, we've got one here.
We've got one right here.
Hey, Jimmy. How you doing, buddy?
Rick Vanderweilen, who for many, many years ran Hamilton County Television, the old Channel 19.
Well, actually, it's called Hometown.
Hometown, that's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
That's right.
Hometown
many years
Television.
From, let me think about it. 2002 to 2012.
Yeah, and I've told Craig a couple times when we've been talking about you on the air, if it hadn't been for the groundwork that you laid, Rick, we would not be here today.
Well, thanks,
and
man.
we really appreciate everything that you did.
Well, it was a lot of fun. I mean, we did it not because of the money, because there was none, but because of the community and the fact that Hamilton County, being the second largest county in Indiana, had no television, no radio, no nothing. And so if we didn't do it on cable on Channel 19, it wasn't going to get done.
Well, it really accomplished 2 things, in my opinion, Rick. First of all, it gave viewers in Hamilton County an outlet to see many of the events that they normally wouldn't have seen, and it gave people like me an opportunity to practice broadcasting skills again, which I had done, many for many years.
Well, we made a lot of memories too, Brad.
Oh, we certainly did.
I still get people asking for tapes from 2004 or 5.
Yeah,
a lot of that's still digital.
We had a good time.
Yeah, well, you guys carry on. I'm proud of what you're doing.
Have you got the Fishers people working now?
Yeah, they're
good.
Up. They're up.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Thanks for stopping by, Rick Vanderweilen. Always great to see Rick, and so many great memories from the Hometown Television days. Tigers are leading off the 4th inning. Kyle Brencheski. Who's the batter? Is it
Kyle? Yep.
Kyle Brencheski. First
brother.
batter. He's already 0-2. Always good to see Rick.
I think when we see him, I think that means we're doing something good.
Yeah. Well, he gave yours truly an opportunity, a number of years ago to be involved in these broadcasts, and it's something that I have treasured for all of my life. Brancheski goes down on strike swinging.
Jammed him inside and up.
Yep. High heat got him. I think that's
we should say that Rick's project right now is helping build the IHSAA TV network.
Rick, once he sold his interest in Hometown, was part of a company called Webstream for a little while, finally sold that. And now in his, what will we call it, Craig, his semi-retired years, as his wife Nancy would say, you're too antsy to not do anything. Rick has been very, very much involved with the IHSAA, getting their IHSAA TV organization going, of which we will be on this evening. We'll be on IHSAATV.org for our game tonight.
We'll have a lot of eyes and ears on us tonight.
So we better practice and be good. But the nice guy Rick is here. The Fisher Sports Network, who is also doing this game today, they were having some camera trouble, and Jim heard about it, and he tried to help him out a little bit. And Rick heard about it, and he came up here, and he got him going. That's just the kind of guy he is.
And one big thing about that is that the Fisher Sports Network is a part of the IHSAA Champions Network on IHSAATV.org. And it's like helping out a teammate.
Yep, it is. Matthew Wolf in the batter's box right now for the Tigers, down 0-2.
That quick 0-2 with 2 outs.
Yep.
Looks like Myers settling right in.
Myers has allowed 3 hits through, now 4 hits through 3 2/3 innings. Also given up 2 runs. That'll bring Trevor Newman to the plate. He struck out swinging his first time up in the bottom of the second. Myers hasn't been overpowering, only 2 strikeouts. But both of these teams have made some good defensive plays out here so far today, Craig.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good defense out here, diving for the ball or just getting to the ball and making plays happen, keeping this to a low-scoring game so far, 2-1.
There's one that's going to go foul. Whether Skelton can get there or not is a question. And unfortunately for Blake Skelton, he was about a foot or 2 short of making a tremendous catch on that ball. He was running full speed at that and just came up a little bit short.
Yeah, Skelton with a great effort out of probably all the first basemen of these 6 teams. Probably obviously knows that area over there well enough. Knew he had plenty of room, but
Tigers are ahead 2-1 here in the top of the 4th. 1 on, 2 out. There's a throw down to first.
Tell you what, Eaton's got a good arm.
He does
from back there.
Of course, he's got a right-handed batter in there, which makes it a little bit easier for him. Matthew Wolf was he's really not leaning that far. That one's outside. 3-1 on Trevor Newman. If I'm the third base coach, I'm telling Newman, if you like it, swing. I'm giving him whatever he wants to do.
Well, I've got a quick break in the action. Look over your left shoulder on the ping pong table back here. 2017 Class 4A Sectional 8 Championship Trophy.
The trophy is there. It's in the house.
Waiting for either Fishers or Westfield to meet up with Carmel tonight for that championship matchup.
That one's high for ball 4. Trevor Newman, second base runner of the inning. That'll bring up Andy Bennett, the leadoff man. Bennett's flown out and ground out so far in this game. Ryan Bennell making another visit to the mound. There's nobody throwing in the Westfield bullpen, so I don't know if he's just talking strategy or he's going to make a change just on the field, but he's back out there talking to the infielders.
Well, he does have, if he wants to switch pitchers, he would have to, obviously, someone would have to warm up. He does have a pitcher out there, and Skelton, who plays first as well. And the third baseman, let's see.
Looks like Matthew Myers is going to stay in.
Yep.
That's the second visit of the game for Coach Bunnell. The new rule on the visit the last couple of years is they get a total of 4 visits during the game. Now we got somebody going down to loosen up. Bennett takes the first pitch over the outside corner for a called strike.
I think tailed away.
Yeah, it did.
It's like a little slider action from Meyer.
That one's over the inside corner, but misses. Evens the count at 1-1.
Good stop by Sam Eaton, though.
Yes, he did. Tigers are threatening to put another run on the board here. Shamrocks are giving Bennett a lot of room in right center field. Craig, if Bennett hits that ball toward that 375 sign, he's going to have a double, and at least 1 or possibly 2 runs are going to score.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd do that. I mean, I know that Bennett can pull the ball, but...
Logan McClurg is shaded over toward left field.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Pepio is way over in right field. That one gets away. That'll be a wild pitch. That'll put runners on second and third. So a hit and a walk here after 2 outs in a 2-2 count on Andy Bennett. Now a single would score 2 runs, put the Tigers ahead by 3. That one he fouls off right over to the Tiger dugout.
Bennett is 4th on the team with 18 RBIs during the regular season.
Myers just needs some kind of an out here to get out of this jam.
Oh, wow.
That's
there
going
it is.
right where we said it was going to go. Right there into right center field. That's going to score 2 runs. Bennett is on his way around second. He is going to be into third, standing up, sliding in with a triple. What a hit by Andy Bennett. We had commented just a few moments ago that if he hits that ball toward that 375 sign out there, that he's going to have at least 2 and get at least 1 or 2 runs in. And then as the runners went to second and third, all he had to do is basically get any kind of a hit, and the Tigers are going to pick up 2 more runs, which they did.
Now 4-1 in favor of Fishers, and they've got a runner at third with 2 outs. Huge hit there by Andy Bennett. Yeah, we're not sure why he was given that big gap in right center when he's a left-handed hitter.
They're doing the same thing here for Craig Yoho, but Craig Yoho is a right-handed batter, and he's a power hitter.
I think I would shade McClurg more toward right.
Evens the count at 1-1. Yeah, I think I'd bring McClurg maybe over a little more toward left. That's popped up. Is there going to be a play on it or not? Nope, it's bleachers. Into the stands. A single, a triple, and a walk. 2 runs in, 2 hits so far this inning. Tigers now in front 4-1, hoping to either enlarge this lead or hold this lead and play the Carmel Greyhounds tonight at 7. Matthew Meyer taking his time. Swing and a miss.
Gets Yoho down.
Yoho strikes out for the third out of the inning. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on. 4-1 in the middle of the fourth.
No job is too small or too big for Indiana Restoration and Cleaning Services. Whether you're a homeowner or a large business experiencing water, fire, or storm or mold remediation, or if you're a homeowner that simply needs a good carpet cleaning, Indiana Restoration and Cleaning Services has you covered. You can give them a call at 776-9942 or visit them online at indianarestoration.com.
Ryan Metz back on the hill for the Tigers. Tigers get them.
Sorry.
Go right ahead.
Your bottom one.
Yeah. Once the Tigers get a lead, Craig, they are hard to catch up to.
Thank you. Yeah, with a 24-5 record coming into sectionals, it's very tough to, the same thing with the now 23-2 Carmel Greyhounds. Once they get runs on the board, they either just keep tacking them on, or it's just so tough to come back on them.
Well, in the second and third inning, the Shamrocks were knocking on the door in both innings. They did manage to score 1 run in the second, but they stranded 1 runner in the second, and they stranded 2 runners in the third. So there's the difference. Run wise right there. That's hard to say.
3 times
yeah,
fast.
that's a hard one to say. Jason Gabernish is leading off for the Shamrocks. Third baseman struck out his first time up. Metz with 2 strikeouts in this game. Tigers have committed 1 error. Tried to bring a curveball in, but it just didn't drop quite enough on that 0-2 pitch, making it 1-2.
I may need to squeeze a nap in before the nightcap.
Mm-hmm. I don't have quite enough time to go home. May have to go over to Grand Park and sleep in the car. Another curveball misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jason Gabernish leading off the bottom of the fourth for Ryan Bunnell's Shamrocks. The 2-2 pitch from Metz. That one's over the outside corner. Catches him looking. 4th strikeout.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 2, Justin Miller.
3 of those are the looking variety.
Mm-hmm.
2 of striking out Jason Gabernish.
First pitch to designated hitter Justin Miller is in there for strike 1. There's
high.
A pop-up. Looks like Andy Bennett's going to... Nope, it's going to be Kyle Brancheski who's going to take that. That ball just kept fading further and further and further back. But Brancheski managed to get under it and make the play. And at the same time Brancheski was making the play, did you notice how the clouds just went from sun to dark to sun, making it a very, very difficult play to make? Kyle Pepio drives this one to center field.
What a play by Dermott.
Wow, Luke Dermott on a dead run makes an over-the-shoulder catch about 20 feet in front of the 395 mark, and the Shamrocks go 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the fourth. And fans want to thank you for tuning in to Hamilton County Television today, however you're watching us, whether you're watching us on Hamilton County Television 1 or on Facebook or on Instagram or one of the many, many other ways that you can see Hamilton County Television. I remind you, we will be back tonight. We plan on being on the air about 6:50 for the championship game. between one of these two teams and the Carmel Greyhounds. And the way these two teams are playing, whichever of these wins, that looks like that's going to be one heck of a ball game. We'll probably see Tommy Summer pitch for the Greyhounds. But more important than other things coming up this week on Hamilton County Television.
Busy week.
Tomorrow night, regional softball at Hamilton Southeastern as the Hamilton Southeastern Royals won Sectional 8. And they're to the regional tournament now against the Kokomo Wildcats. And then coming up Friday and Saturday, it's, I believe, the state championship for lacrosse. Friday night, the semifinals. Saturday night, the finals. The Noblesville Lady Millers right in the hunt.
We'll face Culver on Friday.
For a lacrosse championship. Wouldn't that be great to bring something like that home?
And there seem to be even more boys and girls lacrosse teams throughout the state, so eventually that may become an IHSAA sport. It's probably the most popular club sport there is out there.
Caleb Brencheski steps in for the Tigers, swings at the first pitch and misses for strike one. Brencheski scored the Tigers' first run after he walked. Had a base hit in the third. He's in the hole 0-2 now against Matthew Myers.
He wanted that pitch.
Did he go or not? No, he did not. Matthew Myers thought he had him struck out.
I agree. I don't think he fully went, but
I think it was the right call. But it was a good pitch, and
he didn't quite go, but you could tell that Caleb Brencheski wanted that pitch, no matter that it was upstairs.
1 ball, 2 strikes. That one's over the knees at the corner of the plate. Brencheski gets rung up. First out of the top of the fifth for the Tigers. Brendan Tungate steps in. Walked and hit into a 4-6-3 double play. But he did get an RBI on that double play. It's the first time in a long time I've seen an RBI on a double play.
It doesn't happen that often in high school sports, or softball or baseball.
Really doesn't happen that often at any level.
That's true.
Yeah. Oh, 0-1. Another pitch fouled off by Tungate, 0-2.
Looked like that ball was going to stay out and just about hit Tungate.
A ball and 2 strikes on the Tiger catcher. The delivery from Myers. That one's over the plate, hit right back to Myers. He just underhands the thing over to Skelton for the second out.
It's like an easy does-it inning so far for Westfield.
We're in the top of the fifth. Tigers ahead 4-1. Taylor Soper, the designated hitter.
Meyer kind of fooled him there.
Reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning. Grounded out to the shortstop in the third inning. That one's a little bit outside, evens up the count.
It's a beautiful 78 degrees outside.
Yes. Swing and a miss. Soper is down 1-2 in the count. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So an easy inning for Matthew Meyer as the Tigers go quietly in the bottom of the fifth. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on the bases. Middle of the fifth, score remains Tigers 4 Shamrocks 1.
The up-and-coming place for old Jim Wofford and Will Wofford to get their hair done and get them all styled.
Where would that be?
Oh, that's the Bold and Sassy Salon, Brad.
Okay. All right.
They're located in Noblesville. They're the official stylist of old Jim Wofford and Will Wofford.
Now, I would have thought that maybe Jim and Will owned that place because one of them is bold and one of them is sassy.
Which is which?
Well, that's for you to figure out. You know those guys better than I do.
Brenda and Donna can get you hooked up with whatever kind of way you want to make yourself look bold or sassy. For an appointment, call or text Brenda at 317-501-0572 or Donna at 931-436-0678. Mention this at Bold and Sassy Salon and receive 10% off of your visit.
We're moving into the bottom of the fifth. The Shamrocks will send the 8, 9, and 1 batters up in Ryan Bunnell's order. That'll be Evan Tomac, the center fielder, the second baseman Cam Nance, then back up to the top for the center fielder Logan McClure. Tomac struck out looking his first time up in the second. He's in the hole, 0-1. Second pitch from Metz. That one's out high and outside. Swing and a miss. He went far enough.
Oh, yeah. I think his bat was almost pointing at Metz.
Yeah. No doubt about that. The 1-2 pitch, that one is lined right to Andy Bennett. Bennett had to move about 3 steps to his left, and he retires Tomac. This has settled down from the most part to be a pretty good pitcher's duel now.
Yeah. You know, aside from the chunked up runs that Fishers has gotten for this 3-run lead. Mm-hmm. This is actually a pretty good pitcher's game.
There's a high pop-up. Andy Bennett calls for it. Makes the play. 2 outs, courtesy of the glove of Andy Bennett so far this inning. Fly out and a line out. Top of the order steps in Logan McClure. Base hit and flew out to center field to Luke Dermott on what was a very, very nice catch by Luke. A running catch going right back toward that 395 sign. First pitch is out of the strike zone for a ball. Wind's still probably about 15 miles an hour, but maybe shifting a little. There's a line drive right into the glove of Kyle Brencheski for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Shamrocks go very quietly in the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We are through 5 now with the Fishers Tigers ahead of the Westfield Shamrocks 4-1. We'd like to take just a moment to thank our fantastic Hamilton County Television crew. We got Katie in the house today. We got Will in the house running cameras and doing a little bit of everything for us, making us look good and making the pictures look good. Jim Wofford, our executive director, is at the controls. And we've even got Perry Williams out here today. And
he may have even put Rick to work.
I'll bet he did. It would not surprise me at all. But we thank not only our great crew, but thank each and every one of you who is spending part of your Memorial Day with us watching sectional baseball, one of the truly special days of the year when we honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice for us to be able to have the freedoms that we have known for so many years here in the greatest country on the face of the earth, the United States of America. I'm proud to say that.
You got that right.
Moving to the top of the 6th inning, 6, 7, and 8 batters in Matthew Cherry's order will come up to face Matthew Myers. That being Kyle Bruncheski, Ryan Metz, and Matthew Wolf. Tigers went quietly in the 5th. 3 up, 3 down, 2 strikeouts, and a ground out right back to Matthew Myers. Bruncheski has popped out to the first baseman and struck out swinging. First pitch from Myers. There's a ground ball. Second baseman has got it, knocks it down. And we'll just have to see how they score that one, Craig. I don't know if that will be a hit or that will be an error. Looks like they're going to give him a hit on that one. He had a difficult play to make. Cam Nance was really moving hard to his left in order to make that play. And we are going to have a courtesy runner at first base. TJ Ratliff is the courtesy runner for Kyle Bruncheski. He will be a pinch runner here in the 6th inning. There's a bunt. That thing just died right in front of first base.
It's a good thing Meyer picked that up.
Meyer picked that up. Got the ball over to Brian Skelton to get the out, but the sacrifice works. And TJ Ratliff is on second base in scoring position with Matthew Wolf coming up.
He's got 2 of the Tiger hits.
Yes, he does. He's 2 for 2 so far in this game. If he goes 3 for 3, he's going to get another RBI. He's not going to get it this time. They're going to have Ratliff in a rundown. And he is out at third. That was a close play.
Yeah.
Very, very close play. So that ends up going, I believe, 1 to 6
to
5 for the second out. And Matthew Wolf is on second base with a fielder's choice. But there are 2 outs now, and it'll bring up Trevor Newman. Ratliff took off with the pitch. And he was just caught out in no man's land there when Meyer made the stab on the ball.
Smart play where he went.
Yeah, I think Ratliff was thinking that Meyer would just go straight to first base. There's a high fly ball out to Kyle Pepio, and in the top of the 6th, the Tigers go down. Fly out to the right fielder for the 3rd out of the inning. So in the inning, there was no runs. There was 1 hit. No errors, 1 man left. We are in the middle of the 6th. The score remains the Fishers Tigers 4, Westfield Shamrocks 1.
Logan Street Signs and Banners is celebrating 25 years in the business, specializing in last-minute signage and banners. They've been serving Noblesville and Hamilton County since 1992. You can contact them at 773-7200. And also visit their new website at loganstreetsigns.com. Also give them a follow on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. There were only 4 pitches by Matthew Meyer in that.
I thought at one point earlier in the game that Coach Bedell was going to take him out of the game, but he elected to leave him. He made 2 visits to the mound and talked to him, but. Matthew Meyer has done a pretty good job pitching. Not to take anything away from the Fishers Tigers. Offensively, they have generated 4 runs in this game. And so far, the Shamrocks have not made an error. The line score, Fishers Tigers have 4 runs on 6 hits. They've committed 1 error. The Westfield Shamrocks, 1 run, 4 hits, and no errors. And for the Shamrocks, the pitcher Matthew Meyer is going to lead off the bottom of the 6th for the Shamrocks.
He had a nice 2-out single last inning, but was left on base.
Don't see any action down there in the Tiger bullpen yet, but I would not be a bit surprised to see Taylor Soper start to loosen up a little bit. He's a designated hitter today.
You would think he'd have plenty of time.
Yeah. 0-2 on Meyer. There's a foul ball on the third base side. Metz has given up 3 hits through 5 complete innings so far. 4 hits. That's well hit, but right at the left fielder, Trevor Newman.
Newman stabbed his glove right at that.
For the first out. How many hits have you got Shamrocks for?
1, 2, 3, 3.
We've got 4 on the scoreboard, and I was thinking I've only got them for 3 also. So the leadoff batter for the Shamrocks in the 6th goes down. That brings up catcher Sam Eaton. He bounces that right back to Metz. Metz underhands it over to Kyle Brencheski. And just as quickly as you can imagine, Ryan Metz is off to a great start to the 6th inning. How many pitches has he thrown?
Let's see here. 65 through 5 2/3.
Done a great job.
Looking to move his mark to 6-0.
Well, it's obvious that the layoff that these two teams had, it did not hurt either of them.
No.
Because both of them have played what I would consider a pretty good game today.
Well, whether it's
kind of evens up at 1-1 on Brian Skelton.
Either basketball, baseball, or softball, when you get that bye game, it kind of makes you wonder if it's going to affect either of those teams that are in that. And, it doesn't seem like it's phased Westfield or Fishers that much. Both playing pretty well on both sides.
And one of the things with the HCC, since these teams are used to playing 3-game series in the conference, they're accustomed to that for their pitching. So they're used to having to use 3 different pitchers. So, the teams that had to play 3 games in here in the sectional, this is nothing new to them. Obviously it's a break for the Tigers having gotten the bye and for the Shamrocks. But if the Tigers should prevail in this, they've still got a lot of pitching left on the shelf.
Ooh, just a hair high.
And the Carmel Greyhounds got a little bit of a break because of the because of being off Saturday, Sunday, or Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That Tommy Summer will be able to come back and pitch. There's a ground ball just outside of the reach of Craig Yoho. And the Shamrocks have got a 2-base hit from Brian Skelton. I've got that as the 4th hit of the day for the Shamrocks.
Yep.
Jason Gabinish, the third baseman, steps in. Struck out twice today, once looking, once swinging. 2 outs, 1 man on. Ball 1. That one's right at the belt on the outside corner of the plate. Give you an idea how well Ryan Metz has pitched. The 2nd inning, he faced 5 batters, struck out 2 of them. And he's going to have a nice, easy inning here on another 1-3 for the 3rd out. And so in the bottom of the 6th for the Shamrocks, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on the bases. So we are through 6, going to the top of the 7th, with the Tigers leading 4-1.
Noblesville Trophies, they offer a large range of products including sports trophies, corporate awards, and in-house embroidery. They also provide you with same-day service for those last-minute decisions. Give them a call at 773-7391 or check out their website at noblesvilletrophies.com. You can also check them out and follow them on Facebook and Twitter.
Craig, looking into the seventh inning for both of these teams, for the Tigers, they're going to bring up the top of their order in Bennett, Yoho, and Brancheski. Then in the bottom of the seventh, for the Shamrocks, they've got the 6, 7, and 8 batters due. So got to give a little bit of an advantage to the Tigers here in the seventh inning. Tigers would like nothing more than to put another run or two on the board. And the message from Coach Ryan Bonnell to his Westfield Shamrocks is, hold them, boys. Do not allow them to get any more runs. I'm not saying this 4-1 edge is not overcomable, but the way both of these teams have played, the Tigers, in my opinion, have got the edge for the rest of this game.
Yeah, they've got the edge because it puts a lot of pressure offensively on Westfield when we head to the bottom of this inning.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on what Fishers does here, if they tack on some insurance runs, or if they're held to this 3-run lead, that may still bring in Taylor Soper.
I don't see anybody loosening up down there yet.
Nope, no action. They may let Ryan Metz finish this. Wow.
Andy Bennett drives one into right field for a leadoff single. 7th hit of the day for the Fishers Tigers.
Bennett's now 2 out of 4, including a 2-run triple in the 4th.
He got stranded on third base in the 4th inning. Craig Yoho, base hit, a strikeout, and a flyout. Scored the second of the Tigers' runs. There's a throw over to first. Bennett is back in plenty of time. There's a nice bunt right in the front there. Myers fields it. Close play, but they do get Yoho on the sacrifice. Andy Bennett is on second in scoring position. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Caleb Brancheski. He's walked, a single, and a strikeout. A .367 batter coming into action today. That curveball just a little bit low for ball one. The 1-0 pitch hits the outside corner of the plate, evens it up at 1-1. A ball and a strike on Caleb Brancheski. That one's high and inside, almost up at the eyes.
Yeah, it tailed inward more at Caleb.
That one gets away, going to third. Got in there ahead of it. Well, I'm not going to say he got in there ahead of it, Craig. I am going to correct that he got in there because Jason Gabernish dropped the ball. Had Gabernish been able to hang on to that ball, he probably would have had Bennett at third. Going to call that a wild pitch. That one bounced in front of Sam Eaton. Eaton did a good job of getting that ball to third. Shamrocks are in at all four corners as Brancheski walks for the second base runner of the inning. That brings up Brendan Tungate. Officially 0 for 2, did have a walk in the first inning. 1 out, 2 on, runners at first and third. Pitcher Matthew Myers looking to get a double play ball if he can here.
He definitely doesn't want to let Fishers tack on any more to make it difficult on the Westfield offense in the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Over to first.
Risky. That ball was thrown low.
I don't think Brencheski is going anywhere. With 1 out, Caleb Brencheski, he just does not want to risk an out there.
Oh, my.
That one gets away, and Eaton does not have any idea where that ball is, and Brencheski is going to end up on third base standing. So Andy Bennett scores on the wild pitch. Caleb Brencheski is over on third on the wild pitch.
With 1 out.
With 1 out, and the Tigers have increased their lead to 5-1. That brings out Coach Ryan Bunnell. This is his third visit during the game, so he still doesn't have to change, but has not had anybody warming up in the bullpen for a while. A little bit earlier, Zach Zabrowski was warming up down there, number 34, but he hasn't been up for a while. You can just looking at the outfielders out there, Craig, you can just see the disappointment on their face. Matthew Myers,
you can see that far?
other than that wild pitch,
That's some great eyesight.
has done a great job pitching today. Here's Brendan Tungate. First pitch is driven into right field. Is Pepio going to get there? He does. That will score Caleb Brencheski from third on the sacrifice fly.
Now that ball bounced.
Oh, did it?
Yep, that ball bounced.
Okay, I did not see that.
So it looks like number 9.
Okay, so Tungate gets a base hit. That's my mistake. I thought he had that.
And Collins.
Maybe my eyes aren't as good as I thought looking out there into the outfield. Ryan Bunnell comes out once again, and that is going to be it for Matthew Meyer.
So it looks like,
So with 1 out in the inning now, Meyer will still be responsible for Brendan Tungate. But the Fishers Tigers have gone out to a 6-1 lead here. The Tigers, they just, I don't know how to say it other than they just kind of creep up on you. Mm-hmm. You know, I've seen some of their games this season where they've had some big innings, but other the games that I've seen that with them this season, they just keep gnawing away and just pecking away and just adding runs and hits, and the sign of a very good baseball team.
Yeah, and if, it'll be interesting to see if they do continue on with this game as the score holds, or if the score holds up and they face the Carmel Greyhounds tonight for a championship. It will be quite the battle, 4A number 2 versus 4A number 3 in that game tonight.
Number 14, Logan McClurg, comes out of center field to pitch. I did not see who went into center field to take his place.
Well, I do see, I think right fielder now will be Caleb Pettijohn. I think Meyer will move to short. And let's check out your binoculars. Doubt we can see a number on.
It looks like Van Bibber is still out there at short.
Now running first base for the Tigers, number 9, Colin Stocks. Now batting for the Tigers, number 13, Jack Raudebush.
Jack Raudebush steps in for his first at bat.
Check that. Myers at second base, and I think Cam Nance is now in center.
Myers is at second.
Yep, Myers at second base.
And Logan McClurg is the pitcher. Jack Raudebush is
hit him.
The pinch hitter who gets hit by a pitch. And that's going to bring up Kyle Brencheski, the first baseman. Still only one out here in the top of the 7th. Tigers already with 2 runs. Runners on first and second. 2 runs on 2 hits. 1 hits batsman. 1 walk. A wild pitch. That one's inside from McClurg. The 1-0 pitch.
Just up.
Tough situation for McClurg to come into. Been out there in the field all day. Hasn't had a lot of activity out there and gets 8 pitches to warm up with. There's a hot shot down the left field side, just foul.
He got every bit of that ball.
Yes, he did.
I'll tell you what.
6 inches to the right, and he'd have had a base-clearing double or triple.
You know, scoring 12 runs, batting in 17, hitting .338 as a sophomore. Kyle Brencheski's got 2 good more years ahead of him.
Yes, he does. Swing and a miss. Evens a count at 2-2. That one's a little bit low and inside. Moves it to a full count at 3-2. There's a bouncing ball to the shortstop. Over to second for 1. Back to first for the second out, or for the third out. The old 6-4-3. So in the 7th, the top of the 7th, the Tigers get 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors. 1 man left on the bases. Middle of the 7th, it is now the Fishers Tigers 6, Shamrocks 1.
Free movies at Whitten Park this summer. Wofford Theater has movies on the go for you. Whitten Park is in Fishers, and those movies are presented by Saxony. With the raining out of Finding Dory on May 20th. The next movie is next Saturday, June 3rd. Actually, that's this coming Saturday. I almost forgot what day it was.
Is.
With Moana.
3 more days, and it's June.
Yep. Followed by, on June 17th, the movie Sing. Also, free classic movies at Forest Park in Noblesville starting this Friday, June 2nd, with Patch Adams. On June 9th, it'll be the Philadelphia Story. June 16th, August Rush. Funny Face on June 23rd, and rounding out June will be Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken on the 30th.
You know what else is coming up?
Oh, Noblesville Street Dance.
Oh, yeah, the Noblesville Street Dance. When is that? The 8th of July, I
July 8th. Saturday,
what an
July
event.
8th.
Great event. If it's not 120 degrees and 300% humidity, I will be there.
Just get your lawn chair and sit in the shade by the courthouse.
And you know, all of this is sponsored by Logan Street Signs and Banners.
Actually, check that. Not at the courthouse. It'll be at Federal Hill Commons.
Yes. Noblesville Trophies and Hamilton County Television. If you want more information on any of those events, www.woffordtheater.com. Shamrocks down to their last 3 outs. The designated hitter Justin Miller steps in. Takes the first pitch for ball one. There's a ground ball to the shortstop Yoho. Long throw over to Kyle Brancheski. Gets the out.
Tigers just 2 outs away from playing for a sectional championship.
This is just a good baseball team, Craig. That's all you can say. They just do what they need to do to get the outs. First pitch to the right fielder, Kyle Pepio, is a little high for ball one. We'll be back at 7 o'clock tonight, actually on the air about 6:50. There's a little looper into right field right in front of Matthew Wolf. And Kyle Pepio reaches base for his second time today. 5th hit of the day for the Shamrocks. Evan Tomac steps in, struck out, and lined out to second baseman Andy Bennett in the 5th inning. There's a strike right over the heart of the plate at the knees. 0-1 on Tomac. Runner on first. 1 out. And they're calling a balk on Metz. Said he left the rubber.
Coach Cherry a little confused about that.
I was not watching Ryan Metz, but the second base umpire threw his hands up in the air, and we could hear him all the way back here saying he left the rubber. Now 0-2 on Tomac. With Kyle Pepio on second. Swing and a miss. Shamrocks are down to their last out. And we'll have a pinch hitter for the Shamrocks. This will be Caleb Pettijohn.
Believe he's playing right field now. With all those handful of subs last inning.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. First pitch to Pettijohn is inside at the knees on the inside corner of the plate for a called strike one. Pettijohn, a junior. That one's a little too far inside. Evens up the count 1-1. Metz does not seem the least bit concerned about Pepio at second base, and rightfully so. With 2 outs, he just needs to concentrate on the batter. Ground ball to Bennett. That should end the game. Over to Brancheski, and this game is over. So in the bottom of the 7th for the Shamrocks, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on the bases. Final score, Fishers Tigers 6, Westfield Shamrocks 1. We'll be back in just a minute with our closing thoughts on the game.
We'd like to thank all of our sponsors for today's broadcast here in semifinal number 2 of this Class 4A Sectional 8 tournament. And they are Logan Street Signs and Banners, Noblesville Trophies, the Watford Theater with movies on the road and movies in the park. Also by Bold and Sassy Salon and Indiana Restoration and Cleaning Services, along with Yancey's Fine Apparel and Tuxedo Rentals. Well, that's going to do it for us here in semifinal number 2, where Fishers advances to the sectional championship tonight at 7 o'clock with a 6-1 win over the host Westfield Shamrocks. And
Craig, I don't, I'm not going to say I'm at all surprised, because the Tigers have just been on a season-long mission this year, and they have played some very, very good baseball. And just like in the first game today between Noblesville and Carmel, it was going to take the second team. It was going to take a tremendous effort to upset one of the top 5 teams in the state. But if you go by the seedings, this is the way this thing should end up. And we will have a top 5 showdown coming up tonight. We'll be back on the air about 6:45 or 6:50 right here from the Shamrock Stadium.
Sounds good. We will see you all tonight. Thank you for joining us. And tonight you can catch us, reach us, however you want to get to us at IHSAATV.org is where we will be the call of the night, call of the day, if you will.
In addition to our regular outlets, we're going to be on IHSAATV.org also. Little extra there.
Whether it's Facebook, YouTube, HCTV1.com, whichever. It will get you to where we will be tonight. So 6:50 for our pregame tonight for Carmel and Fishers in the sectional championship here at Sectional 8. We will see you tonight. So long, everybody.